Good morning, fam. So this morning was 1 Corinthians 8 through 13. And yesterday we saw that Paul dealt with those three challenges that the early church was facing that we frankly face today. Nothing has changed. And in these chapters, 8 through 13, he, in a sense, he kind of gives the solution to that, the answer to these problems. So he starts off talking about how. Actually, let me start with the end. So in the end, chapter 13, he starts by saying, "I'm going to show you a more excellent way," and then he describes love. That he goes through the characteristics of it. Right? It's patient, it's kind, etc. It doesn't fail. And then chapter 13 ends with the hope of heaven, with the hope of eternity. And so with that in mind, with the end in mind, if you will, in chapters 8 through 12, he really talks about how when we live our lives, it's not for us, it's for other people. And so those three things that we saw yesterday, he says, look, the solution is to not really care about yourself. It's to care about other people. So don't worry about, for example, the foods that you're eating. I think this is in chapters 14 or 15. About some people worry about food that's being offered to idols and all that. He says, look, here's the solution. Just don't ask where it came from and eat it with Thanksgiving, and then you don't have to worry about it. But he says, if you're eating it is going to cause a brother to stumble, then don't eat it, right? And so the whole idea is that we are living this a new life of faith in Christ, not by the law, not by these rules. We do need to follow the rules. In fact, that's where in chapter I forget exactly what chapter, but the chapter where he goes over the Lord's Supper. The point of that is he starts with saying, don't you realize that the priests that are offering these the sacred feasts and all of that they actually eat the bread too, and so he talks about the Lord's Supper kind of juxtaposed with that this is a sacred thing that we as new covenant believers do, but it's just bread and wine, So don't come to the table if you're hungry, or or all of that. He says because it's a sacred sacrament that we're doing. You're not doing it to get fed. Also, it's spiritual in nature, so don't do it in an unworthy manner, right? And so all of these chapters are juxtaposed with there is significance to the things that we do, and we do things for a specific reason and purpose, but at the same time realize that all of the things that we do, these activities, we do for the purpose of showing Christ to others. And so don't let the program, if you will, overcome the purpose. And so it's just great chapters that really focus on living your faith out before others so that they see Christ, and ultimately within mind the fact that that Christ is returning and there is eternity that we are living for. And so these chapters are a great kind of answer to those three problems that we looked at yesterday.